We are hearing Bhagavad Gita, the song of God. This song is non-different from Him. We have evidence in Chaitanya Charitamrita. There was one Brahmin, simple-hearted Brahmin, in Sri Rangam temple, and there were many other scholars, also Brahmins, there in that temple, and they were all reciting different shastras. Then, when Mahaprabhu came there, he went to listen from this Brahmin. He was reciting Bhagavad Gita. All other scholar Brahmins, they were making fun of him. They were criticizing him, making fun. First you should learn Sanskrit, then you can read Gita. They knew Sanskrit well and all nice pronunciation like this, but this Brahmin could not pronounce nicely because he actually did not know Sanskrit. But Mahaprabhu went to hear from him. Mahaprabhu is teaching by his example. And that Brahmin was crying while reading Gita and reciting in front of that Ranganath, Vishnu Bhagavan. So then after he finished, he saw Mahaprabhu in front of him, very beautiful and very tall figure, divine personality. And Mahaprabhu told him, "Oh, I am very happy to hear your recitation of Gita." Then that Brahmin said, "Actually, I don't know Sanskrit and I don't know how to properly pronounce and everything. My reading of Gita is not nice." Then Mahaprabhu said, "No, I am very happy with you." And that Brahmin said, "Because I am reading only because my Gurudev told me, he told me this, that this Bhagavad Gita, song of Krishna, is non-different from him. That sound which is coming from Krishna is non-different. So you should give full submission to this sound. So before eating or drinking anything, you should, with great respect and faith, you should recite this Gita, the song of Krishna. So because my Gurudev told me, I am following." Then Mahaprabhu said, "Yes. And although you say, I don't understand, but why then you are crying so much?" Then that Brahmin thought, he is not ordinary person, some Mahapurush, great personality, so it is not good to conceal heart in front of him. Sincerely I will speak. Then he said, "When I am reading Gita, although I don't understand anything, but based on faith he was reading, his Gurudev told him, Guru has full faith, full realization of Gita. So he was following the order of Guru to serve Guru and to serve Krishna. So everything was revealed in his heart." He said, "When I'm reading Gita, then I get darshan of Krishna and Arjuna on the battlefield, and I cry when I see how much affectionate Supreme Lord is to his devotees. Although he is the owner and master and enjoyer of everything, innumerable material planets, spiritual planets, everything. He is supreme autocrat. But being subdued, controlled by the love of his devotee, Arjuna, he is ready to follow his orders." Arjuna told, "Bring my chariot in the middle of the armies, and Krishna is doing. So seeing this Bhakta Vatsalya of Supreme Lord, affection to his devotees, this quality, when I sing, I am crying. Then Mahaprabhu was very happy. He said, yes, your reading of Gita is successful because you have devotion to Krishna and to your Gurudev. So everything is revealed in your heart. That is transcendental sound. In transcendental sound is not different from the object, like holy name also is not different from Krishna, and in holy name everything is inside. Transcendental form of Krishna, his pastimes, qualities, everything. But we are unable to feel, realize due to lack of submission. They were reading Gita also, but intellectually, academically, not with devotion, not with surrender. So to them that was not revealed. Rupa Goswami said, Krishna will reveal himself to a surrendered soul. It is in Upanishad also that whom Paramatma will choose, he will choose surrendered soul, to him he will reveal. So this is the thing. Otherwise we will have no entrance into transcendental realm. During the time of Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, they had these exhibitions where they showed there is one honey bottle sealed, closed, and one bee is outside like licking that bottle. Can she get the taste of honey? No, impossible, because that barrier is there. Like that, as long as that barrier of our false ego is there, it will be impossible to get the taste of transcendental reality. That is possible only through submission, only through devotion. So then, that Brahmin said, when I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, I'm getting transcendental bliss. But now in your presence, I'm getting that same transcendental bliss. It is not material bliss. That is different. I know what is the difference. That is categorical difference. But now I'm getting more, double. So I think you are that same Krishna. Then Mahaprabhu, because he's controlled by the devotion of his devotees, he said, yes, I am that same Krishna. I came to you, being attracted by your devotion. Devotion attracts Krishna. It is there in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Shri Krishna akarshini chasa. It will attract Krishna. So Krishna himself came to that Brahmin. He did not know Sanskrit, but he had devotion. That is what is required for getting actually what we need. So then Mahaprabhu told, yes, but don't tell anyone now, because now I'm doing this lila. After my disappearance, my lila will be broadcast. But because during the lila, one should not disturb with that Aishwarya and all this, because that has to be concealed. So he told him. So one devotee today or yesterday, I think today, he sent me something about Sadananda Swami. He's a German body, but he became a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So he wrote something about Sharanagati, that is the preliminary condition before one can serve Krishna. So that devotee asked me to explain. I said, yes, without Sharanagati, there can be no devotion to Krishna. We may outwardly do something which seems like service of Krishna, but unless we are surrendered, means in the knowledge that I am not of this world. I belong to Krishna. He's the only maintainer. He's the only protector. We may think I'm earning money, I'm maintaining myself. That is false ego. Someone may think I am maintaining my family. This false ego. Krishna is at the root of everything. Unless he gives power, unless he gives the result and all this, you cannot independently have that. So to have this false ego, I am the maintainer, or believe someone else is maintaining me, that is all false conception. One of the limp of Sharanagati is this: one has to accept that Krishna is the only maintainer. Without his will you cannot have. And Krishna is the only protector. Some 2 days back, one devotee reminded me, it is in Bangla, in Bengali. Hori rakhe, mare ke. Hori rakhe, mare ke. If Supreme Lord wants to kill you, who can save you? If he protects you, who can kill you? He is at the root. He is maintainer, he is protector. This belief should be there. There are two parts of Sharanagati. Is this. And another is, you have to accept what is favorable for devotion and reject what is unfavorable for devotion. And also you should be humble. Humbleness does not mean outwardly, yes, I'm nothing. No. Humbleness means you are free of false ego, any kind of worldly ego, gross or subtle. And knowing I am particle of potency of Supreme Lord, of marginal potency, we heard yesterday here. I belong to him, I am of him. This body, mind, everything belongs to him, it is his potency. I as Atma, as soul, also belong to him, I am his. So there is no false vanity, no false pride there. This is also you have to practice. Belief. And Atmanivedanam, one is you have to engage everything for the service of Krishna. Should offer everything to him. What you think is mine and also myself. So unless one practices this Sharanagati under the guidance of one who is realized soul, who is really surrendered soul, unconditionally surrendered, this Sharanagati is actually the nature of our real self, but it is now covered by the grace of sadhu, real devotee, that may be uncovered and it will be revealed. So first step is this Sharanagati, and Gita teaches about Sharanagati. When Prahlad Maharaj was asked by Hiranyakashipu, what did you learn from your gurus? Prahlad Maharaj understood what Hiranyakashipu means is what I learned from Sanda Amarka. But they are not bona fide gurus. They have some knowledge of Vedas, but they are not devotees. So they are not actual gurus, and Prahlad Maharaj was in the assembly of other people in the court, and everyone has great faith in Prahlad because of his character and everything. So they were listening very carefully what Prahlad will say. What he will say, it will be like Shastra. So seeing this circumstance, Prahlad thought, if I will speak what Sandamarka taught me, then it will confuse their minds. My father asked me what I learned from gurus. That is not the teaching of real guru. So I will have to speak what is the teaching of real guru. Narad Goswami, my Gurudev. So he spoke Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all this he spoke, but then he said, Iti Pung Sharpita. When one will be surrendered, if he will do these forms of devotion, then that will be accepted as service. It will satisfy Krishna, because this devotee will do all this for the satisfaction of Krishna, not for anything else. You can see karmis, they are also chanting Mahamantra. But for what? For getting some material benefits or for being released from some sins. Gyanis also they will do. You can see Gyanis, they will chant Mahamantra. But for what? For getting concentration so that they will get liberation. Yogis, they will also chant. And some, but for what? For mystical powers or some other things. And then you have also cheater devotees. Outwardly, they will act as if they are devotees, but for some other purpose. That is, they are also not satisfying Krishna. Although chanting, but unless one is surrendered soul, and this one can get from bona fide guru, that service will not be for the satisfaction of Krishna. It will not have that intention. Our Parangurudev gave one example. In India, many cheatings going on by merchant class. Actually, everywhere in the world, those who are traders, they're doing some cheating, lying, all these things. So there was one simple-hearted villager. He came there, he wanted to sell some gold, and he knew there are many cheaters. But when he saw in one shop, there is someone sitting in front, and he's having tilak and tulsi mala and chanting Harinam on Japamala. So devotee, they are devotees, they will not cheat. So he went there, and when he came, that said, oh, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. He said to welcome him, and the owner inside said, Keshava, 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 Keshava. In Bangla, Ke means who. If you want to know who is there, you say Ke. So that owner said Keshava. Then this guy in front, he was chanting, he said Gopal, 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 Gopal. So then that inside said Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Then, yes, like this. But they were cheaters. Keshava means who is there, who came. Then this said Gopal, some villager came. Gopal. And then they said, yes, Haribol, you steal, because Hari means you to steal, Haran to steal. Hari is thief, Krishna is thief, but he's a good thief. He will steal our sins and our shyness and all these things he will steal. And rain, cloud, color, and the heart of Radharani, all these things he will steal, and your sins all. So they were chanting Harinam, but for some other purpose. So that is not devotion. Outwardly it may seem like devotion, but it is not. Only when one is surrendered, he can do devotion. Sarva padavi nirmuktam tatparatena nirmalam. You have to be free from all false egos, gross and subtle, and you have to know, I belong to Krishna. Then you will do for him. knowing I am his eternal servant, I have to serve him. This can be awakened by Guru. Without Sharanagati, there can be no devotion. Devotion means to satisfy the object of service, Krishna. So our Gurudev gave one example. Once in India, the one man was to marry that wife, that girl. So his family, they have to go to that house for marriage ceremony. So on the river, in the night they started, and they had a lot of food with them because it will take some time. So they said to boatmen, tomorrow morning we will have to reach there because we have that marriage ceremony. Then boatman said, yes, I know that place. Within 2 hours we'll reach. Don't worry about this. So they all boarded that boat and they ate a lot of food, and boatmen also and everything. So they all, this party, they all slept, and boatman was rowing. And when there was dawn, some light came. Then they woke up and they saw they're in same place. And they became very angry on the boatman. Why you didn't take us to that place? Our marriage will be spoiled. Everything is spoiled. He said, I don't know why. I was rowing whole night. I was rowing whole night. I don't know why. Then when they saw that the boatman forgot to take out the anchor. You know, sidro, anchor. He forgot. So although he was working very hard whole night, but there was no progress. Like that, if with false ego we do these devotional forms, that will be like anchor in this world, because we have ego in this world. So it is like anchor. We may do so much, sadhana, everything, but if that anchor of false ego, I am of this world, I am all this and pride, all this, then we may do so much, but there will be no progress, no devotional progress. So we have to take out that anchor, that is Sharanagati. We have to give up that false ego and all these things. This can be taught or awakened by a bona fide guru who is already surrendered. Unless he is practically surrendered, he cannot inspire or awake that in others. Only by speaking, theoretically, it will not work. So we may do so much sadhana, everything we may do, but we will remain in the same place unless we practice this Sharanagati. So that is very important. Sharanagati is entrance into devotion. Devotion proper means to do for the satisfaction of Krishna. Otherwise, everything outwardly, it may seem service. So there are, I told, some cheaters are there. Intentionally, they are misusing this devotional path or these things for some other purposes. Karmis, Gyanis, Yogis, they are open. Yes, we want this land. But they are cheaters. They act like devotees, but they have some other motives intentionally. So that is cheating. And it exists in Kali Yuga. It exists. So many Dharmadvajis are called, Bhaktivinoda Thakur told, and the Usapa Sampradayas like this. They're saying we are preaching Mahaprabhu's message, but doing wrong things in the name of Mahaprabhu. But there may be some sincere souls who are sadhakas. They may have some weaknesses of anarthas due to past bad habits and that weakness is there. So they are trying to serve under the guidance of bona fide guru, though they may not be fully yet pure, but they are not cheaters. They are not yet pure devotees, fully surrendered, but they are surrendered according to that degree, and they are trying to serve Krishna. That will also be accepted, and they can gradually progress. But if one is a cheater, then there is no Sharanagati at all, so there can be no service. But inside Sharanagati, there may be different degrees, so those who are sincere will not be deceived. But if someone wants something else, then he is cheater and he will be cheated, surely. So here we heard, so we have to lift our anchor. That is possible by the grace of a real devotee. He will inspire that in us. Then we can have progress. That is why association of real devotees is always required. We should never have this false ego, I am independent. We always require the grace from above, from Swarup Shakti, internal potency of Krishna, because we are marginal potency. Here yesterday we heard that Jivas are tatashta by nature. When they forget their real nature, that we are eternal servants of Krishna, because of abuse of their free will, we want to enjoy this Maya, thinking we will be happy. So when Maya envelops us, then we forget who I am. They are born in the womb of mundane Prakriti and are bound down by the chain of the three qualities of Maya. Then I have this worldly ego and I do karma and I get the result. But for doing devotion, we will have to give up this identity. I am of this world, and accept who really I am. I am eternal servant of Krishna. Gurudev will awaken this in us. Then what we will do, those devotional forums, they will be satisfying Krishna. But without Sharanagati, impossible. It may give some worldly benefits or some sukriti and like this, but it will not be yet devotion that is satisfying Krishna. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena cha nagha. O sinless Arjuna, of these three qualities, sattva, owing to its purity, is manifestive and harmless. Hence, it binds a jiva with attachment for mundane knowledge and happiness. Explanation. As a Mayic quality, sattva connotes purity, wisdom, happiness, and the like. Sattva guna binds the jiva, O sinless one, with attachment for mundane happiness and knowledge. It promotes mundane happiness, coming into play after suppressing the other two qualities, viz. Rajas and Tamas. But this is not ordinary mundane happiness. Later on in 18th chapter, Krishna will explain different kinds of charity in relation to three gunas, or different kind of food in relation to three gunas, and also many things, and also happiness in the mode of three gunas. So there Krishna will explain What seems at first as poison, but consequence will be nectar, that is happiness in Satya Guna. And what is in the beginning like nectar, but consequence will be poison, suffering, that is happiness in the mode of rajas, passion. And what is in the beginning poison and consequence also poison is tamoguna. So there it is explained by acharyas. In order to get higher type of happiness of the soul, atma, not of devotion but of atma, that is in satyaguna, one has to practice control over his mind and senses. He has to restrict them, not unrestrictedly they will enjoy everything and in much. So it seems like poison at the beginning because you have to do some tapasya and you will not get it immediately, that happiness. You have to practice first this, what Brahmins they are practicing in Satyaguna, control over sense, all this. Then by the fruit of that self-controlled life, then higher type of happiness and peace you can get. And that will be congenial, helpful for transcending the gunas and for getting devotion of Krishna. That will be helpful. But this Rajoguna happiness, that is immediate happiness by getting some sense object, food or any or some beautifuls to see, immediately you get happiness. Senses, contacting, enjoying, sense object, immediate happiness. But consequence of that attachment and that enjoyment will be poisonous. It will give suffering after some time. And Tamagun is in the beginning, they are killing and this, and also consequence will be poison. So although Satya Guna is also Guna, it will bind us, but it is helpful. But devotees, they are also immediately, they are practicing devotion to Krishna under the guidance of Guru. But still you are attached, like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained. If you are in prison house, you may have golden shekels, or you may have silver shekels, or you may have iron shekels. All are shekels. So Satyaguna is golden shekels. Still you are bound. Yes. Rajoragatmakam vidhi Trishna Sangha Samudbhavam Tannibadnan Nibadnati Kaunteya Karma Sangena Dehinam. As a mic quality, rajas connotes passion, attachment, thirst for the pleasures of life, and the like. Born of passion, Rajoguna binds the jiva, O son of Kunti, with attachment for the fruit of action. You want to enjoy. I will work, I want to enjoy that. So that is Rajoguna. But those who are sattvic, they are more altruistic in nature. They will help others. They will not want to selfishly enjoy. They are more rare nowadays in Kali Yuga. Mostly Rajogun, Tamagun. Satyagun is very little in Kali Yuga. So hedonism belief that sense enjoyment, unrestricted sense enjoyment, is the purpose or goal of life. That is 99% supporters in this Kali Yuga. 99 or more than that. Upanishad said for human beings there are two paths, Shreya and Preya. Preya means displeasure, Shreya means eternal welfare. So Gurudev said if you will want to get vote, you will lose badly. In Kali Yuga you lose badly. Majority will be supporters of hedonism. Majority. So don't go by the quantity, by the masses, all this. No. If you want quality, you have to sacrifice quantity. You cannot get both at the same time. So in Kali Yuga, very rare persons will be wise to accept the path of eternal welfare. It may seem like poison. In the beginning, you have to control. Like, for example, these 4 regulative principles which we have in devotion, they are coming from Bhagavatam. They are places of Kali Maharaj. Drinking alcohol, all this, you know, 4. Kali Maharaj is staying there. Means one who will indulge in these 4, definitely quarrel will come and suffering and all the qualities there. And in accumulation of gold, money, all this is there. So one has to give up this in order to engage in the service of Krishna. So, but nowadays you see, in India before there was no necessity to speak about this. So before Acharyas, they were not telling these things at the time of giving initiation. They were not telling. But when it became degraded even in India, then they had to start this, to say, you should not do this. Before everyone knew and following, or at least they knew it is wrong. But our Western, this civilization, all this, if you are not indulging in these 4 sinful activities, if you are not, they will consider you as a crazy person. You will have to be treated in mental hospital because you are a crazy person. You are not doing these things, so degraded. They will want to treat you for not having illicit sex, for not this. Something is wrong with you. This is the situation. So hedonism is prominent. But someone by past good deeds, Sukriti, he can accept path of eternal welfare. So that is Satya Guna and Nirguna. But Rajaguna means I will work and I will enjoy. And Tamaguna also now increasing very much. They try to harm people without any good reason, for selfish purpose, total selfish purpose. But this is Kali Yuga, so it is there. Amastva jnana jam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidrabhis tannibadnati bharata. As a Maic quality, tamas is born of ignorance and causes infatuation to all jivas, total bewilderment. Sprung from ignorance, tamaguna binds the jiva, O sign of Bharatas, with delusion, sloth, indolence, sleep, and the like. So that is tamaguna. They are very violent nature, Tamagun people. At any cost, they want to exploit others, and they don't think anything. So that is increasing in Kali Yuga. Still, even Tamoguni people, they can also be, by the sadhu sangha, they can be changed. As we know that Hunter or Ratnakar, he was also changed by sadhu sangha. So our only hope is Mahaprabhu's mercy in the form of sadhus who are staying in this world, real devotees. That is our hope. Atvam suke sanjayati rajah karmani bharata jnanam avrityatu tamaha pramade sanjayatyuta. Sattva guna binds the jiva to attachment for happiness, Rajoguna to action, and Tamoguna, enshrouding his knowledge, binds him to heedlessness, or sign of the Bharatas. Rajastamascha bhuya sattvam bhavati bharata rajak sattvam tamaschaiva tamak sattvam rajastatha. Sometimes, O sign of Bharatas, Sattva guna prevails over the two gunas. Sometimes Rajoguna predominates over Satya and Tamas, and sometimes Tamoguna preponderates over the other two qualities, with Sattva and Rajas. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vivridam sattvam ityuta. When enlightenment of knowledge is produced through all the sense organs of the body, then one should know that the sattva guna is dominant. Explanation: increase of sattva guna is noticeable from its light, that is knowledge, streaming through all the portals of the human frame. Through all the portals, it will be seen in him. Of the three constituents of Maya, it is Sattva Guna that stands for harmony. The state of equipoise is attained only through Sattva Guna in its ascending state. Today we heard from Srila Tirtha Maharaj that not only by words, but Acharya means one who is teaching by his own example. That will have actual effect. If someone is practicing and speaking, that will have effect. But if someone is only speaking but not practicing in his own life sincerely, that will have no actual influence, good influence on others. So automatically when one is a real devotee, other people seeing him, feeling him, being near him, they will feel attracted automatically. There is no need for him to try to impress upon others by anything. No, that is not his target. His target is to serve Krishna. That is his only target, no any other target. And people, they become attracted to his purity. And they want to follow. Then that will be natural also, not artificial imposition like some authority imposed. No, that has to be naturally accepted. If someone has good qualities, when others will naturally see those qualities, they will be attracted and they will want to follow. That will be natural, but forcefully you cannot. I am guru, I will teach you. No, That is not... So like that, if one is in Satya Guna, it will be noticed in his whole form, everything. It will be noticed. Because that is his life. He's not acting, pretending. That is his natural life. So one can observe, oh yes, this person is sattvic in nature. It will be seen by knowledge, and it will be in all, from all portals, all this, and in harmony, and he will be equipoised, stable. This stability is attained only through Satyaguna in its ascending state. A Rajoguna person, he cannot be stable, peaceful, not possible. They need Satyaguna to reach that. But we have to, from where we are, we have to, by firm faith, those who have Sukriti, when they get Sadhu Sangha, they may not be fully pure, but they have that faith. So they will engage themselves in the service of Krishna under the guidance of bona fide Guru, and they will gradually achieve everything. The more anarthas they will go away, the more they will become stable in devotion and undeviated, one-pointed like this. So we should never be disheartened, but should sincerely practice from where we are under the guidance of bona fide Guru. Bona fide Guru will see what is your state. So according to your present state, he will advise you for gradual progress, what is possible for you, what is acceptable for you. But there will be some sacrifice is there, otherwise there can be no progress. It is not that you will like enjoy going, no. Some regulation, some this will be there. So some sacrifice from our side of that enjoying spirit will be there. Ubah pravritir arambha karmanam ashama spriha rajasyetani jayante vivride bharatarshava. Increase of Rajoguna is noticeable from the qualities of greed, enterprise and endeavor, and from the desire of gain, fruit of action, and restlessness, O best of Bharata's sons. But as I told yesterday or that day, Kama Krishna Karmarpana. This passion we have to use for the service of Krishna. Ambrish Maharaj did, you will find in the description of his qualities, he engaged Kama for the service of Krishna. We can do that under the guidance of real devotee. And this last verse I will read because it is connected. Aprakasho pravritischa pramado moha evacha tamasyetani jayante vivride kuru nandana. O joy of Kuru's line! Increase of tamaguna is noticeable from ignorance, inertia, delusion, and stupefaction. I will just see this word. I heard it before. So there are three gunas. Always in all conditioned souls, three gunas are there. But predominance is different. If Satyaguna is predominating other two, then he will be Brahmin. If Rajaguna, then Kshatriya, like this. But all have. But devotees, they will gradually transcend all these three gunas. Stupefaction means oblivion, obliviousness, unconsciousness, insensibility, senselessness, numbness, blackout, coma, all this, bewilderment, confusion, so many things. So we will go on, but I think on Wednesday, because tomorrow is Ekadashi and also Julan Yatra starts of Radha Govinda, so we'll hear about that. And day after tomorrow, there is also a special day, the Rupa Goswami and Gauridas Pandit disappearance, so we'll hear those glories. Then we'll continue with Bhagavad Gita. Or maybe if tomorrow there will be more time, we can read some few verses.